welcome to the first episode of More Than a Shadow. As I was praying about this series, I couldn't get one thought out of my mind. What if so many of our broken relationships begin with one simple reality? We don't always see each other clearly. Have you ever walked away from a conversation thinking, that's not what I meant at all? Or wondered, if they really knew my heart, would they see me differently? I think most of us know what it feels like to be misunderstood. Sometimes because of a single conversation. Sometimes because of a first impression. Sometimes because someone only heard one side of the story. And sometimes because people begin believing the shadow instead of taking time to notice the person. That's the idea behind this drawing. You'll notice there is a crowd. They're looking only at the shadow. Some even believe they already know the whole story. You may also notice a few people in the crowd are holding Bibles. I included that because some of my own experiences of being misunderstood happened within the church. But I want to be very clear. Those figures are not meant to represent Christ or all Christians. They simply remind us that all of us, including those who sincerely follow Jesus, can still sometimes misunderstand one another. Jesus is the light in the picture. He is the light of the world, and he is the standard I'm pointing to throughout this series. But the person isn't looking at the crowd. She's looking toward the light. Because while people often see only what is visible, Jesus sees what no one else can. In 1 Samuel 16:7, God tells Samuel, people look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. That verse has become very precious to me. It reminds me that while people may only see pieces of our story, God sees the whole story. He sees the motives we can't explain, the tears no one witnessed, the prayers that no one heard, the quiet acts of love that no one applauded. He sees that the whole heart. And if you look closely at the flower, you'll notice the heart has been broken. More than once. But it isn't falling apart. It's held together by the crown of thorns. And its roots reach down to the cross. Because healing doesn't come from convincing everyone to understand us. Healing comes from remaining rooted in Christ. I don't know what people have misunderstood about you. Maybe you've been judged by one mistake. Maybe by one rumor. Maybe by one difficult season. Or maybe you've realized there are people you've unintentionally misunderstood. Wherever you find yourself, my prayer is that this series will encourage all of us to slow down, to listen just a little bit longer, to ask one more question, and to remember there is always more to a person than what we can see. Because every person is more than a shadow. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, may we learn to see people a little more like Jesus does.